Welcome back to List of the channel, where we dive deep into the archives of human history to find the things that make you say, wait, they had that back then? We like to think of ourselves as the pinnacle of innovation. We've got smartphones, electric cars, and refrigerators that tell us when we're out of milk. We look back at history and tend to see a bunch of people living in the dirt, rubbing sticks together for warmth. But history is full of surprises. It turns out, our ancestors were remarkably clever and a little bit lazy in the best way possible. Today, we're looking at everyday objects you thought were modern, but were actually invented way earlier than you think. From ancient vending machines to prehistoric eyewear, let's see just how new our world really is. A list of everyday objects invented way earlier than you think. 1. Vending machines. Ancient Egypt, 1st century. We've all been there. You're standing in front of a vending machine, staring at a bag of chips that's stuck on the coil, wondering why the universe is so cruel. You probably think this frustration is a uniquely modern experience. Think again. The first vending machine was actually invented in the 1st century AD in Roman Egypt. The man behind it was Hero of Alexandria, a mathematician and engineer who was basically the Elon Musk of the ancient world, but with more tunics. Hero's machine didn't dispense Snickers bars or overpriced bottled water. It dispensed something much more valuable for the time: holy water. Temples were getting crowded, and people were taking more holy water than they were paying for. To solve this, Hero created a device where a worshiper would drop a 5-drachma coin into a slot. The weight of the coin would fall onto a lever, which opened a valve, letting a pre-measured amount of holy water flow out. Once the coin slid off the lever, the valve snapped shut. No coin, no blessings. It's comforting to know that even 2,000 years ago, technology was being used to make sure nobody got a free lunch or, in this case, a free spiritual cleansing. 2. Robots. Ancient Greece, 400 BC. When you hear the word robot, you probably think of sleek chrome droids, AI, or maybe that vacuum cleaner that keeps getting stuck under your couch. You definitely don't think of a wooden pigeon in 400 BC. But that's exactly what Archytas of Tarentum, a Greek philosopher and mathematician, created. He is credited with building the first autonomous flying machine, known as the pigeon. It was a wooden bird suspended on a pivot that used compressed steam to propel itself through the air for about 200 meters. And if you think that was a one-off, Hero of Alexandria, our vending machine guy, was also busy building automated theaters. He designed a system of ropes, knots, and weights that allowed a miniature stage to move, doors to open and close, and mechanical figures to perform entire plays without a single human touching them. He even built a mechanical servant girl that would pour wine and water into a cup when you placed it in her hand. So, the next time you see a robot serving sushi in a high-tech restaurant, just remember, the Greeks were doing automated hospitality before the invention of the fork. 3. Sunglasses. The Inuit 2,000 years ago, we usually associate sunglasses with Hollywood stars, summer beaches, or undercover agents. We think of them as a product of modern glass-stinning technology. But the first sunglasses weren't made of glass, and they weren't meant to block out the cool. They were a survival tool. Over 2,000 years ago, the Inuit people in the Arctic regions of North America and Greenland developed snow goggles. They were crafted from walrus ivory, bone, or wood. Instead of darkened lenses, they featured a thin, horizontal slit carved across the front. This design did two things remarkably well. First, it blocked out the blinding glare of the sun reflecting off the snow, preventing snow blindness. Second, the narrow slit actually sharpened the wearer's vision, acting like a pinhole camera. They might not have been polarized or had designer stamped on the side, but these bone-carved shades were the ultimate pieces of high-performance gear long before the first pair of Ray-Bans hit the shelf. 4. Alarm clocks. Ancient Greece, 300 BC. There is no sound more universally hated than the morning alarm. Whether it's a digital beep or a gentle song, it represents the end of sleep. We tend to blame the Industrial Revolution for this torture, imagining a world where people just woke up when the rooster crowed. But the ancient Greeks had places to be, and they weren't taking any chances. Around 300 BC, the philosopher Plato allegedly had a water clock called a clepsydred he modified to act as an alarm. He needed his students to show up for his dawn lectures, and apparently, the sun is up wasn't a reliable enough prompt. His version used a siphoning system. When the water reached a certain level, it would rapidly drain into another vessel, forcing air through a narrow lead pipe and creating a piercing, whistling sound. Imagine it. 4 a.m. in ancient Athens, the air is cold. You're dreaming of philosophy. And suddenly, a clay jar starts screaming at you like a tea kettle. It's nice to know that humans have been hitting the metaphorical snooze button for over 2 millennia. 5. Key locks. Mesopotamia. 4,000 years ago, we live in an era of smart locks, biometric scanners, and facial recognition. We feel like our ancestors must have just left their cave doors open or maybe tied a really complicated knot. In reality, the concept of keeping your stuff safe is ancient. The oldest known key-operated lock was found in the ruins of Nineveh, the capital of ancient Assyria, in modern-day Iraq. These were pin tumbler locks, made almost entirely of wood. A heavy wooden bolt was held in place by several wooden pins. To open it, you had to insert a large toothbrush-shaped wooden key with pegs that matched the pins inside the lock. You'd push the key in, lift the pins, and slide the bolt back. It's essentially the exact same mechanism used in the metal door lock on your house right now. We haven't really changed the design in 4,000 years. We've just made the keys smaller so they don't take up an entire backpack. 6. Water guns, ancient China. 1st century BC, finally. We have the pinnacle of backyard warfare, the water gun. You might think the Super Soaker was a 1980s breakthrough, but the thirst for drenching your friends is as old as civilization itself. In ancient China, during the Han Dynasty, inventors created the dragon sprayer. It was a manual pump-action device made of bamboo and wood, while it was often used for practical things like putting out small fires or spraying crops. Historical records suggest it was also a staple of festivals and celebrations. Participants would use these bamboo syringes to blast each other with water as part of the fun. It was basically a low-tech version of a summer pool party, minus the plastic and the neon colors. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? While we're busy worrying about our Wi-Fi signal or the battery life on our watches, people thousands of years ago were already dealing with annoying alarms, buying drinks from machines, and shooting each other with water. History isn't just a list of wars and dates. It's a list of people who were just as clever, just as bored, and just as frustrated with their modern gadgets as we are today. If you enjoyed this trip through time, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to list of 4 more deep dives into the surprising side of history. What's an everyday object you can't live without? Let us know in the comments, and we might just find out it was actually invented by a Roman philosopher in his spare time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.